over in the Big Ten, it is a similar case to the SEC where it's not Oregon leading the conference as you would expect, but Indiana, the 6-0 Indiana Hoosiers lead because on ESPN, I comes before O, and just in general, I comes before O in the alphabet. But the Hoosiers are 6-0 for the first time since the 60s. Curtis Rourke is playing incredible football for the Hoosiers. Kurt Cignetti really has this program turned around. It's a high-flying offense out there in Indiana, and I am super excited to see what this team can do. I think they have an outside chance at making the Big Ten Conference Championship game. Then we mentioned Oregon and Penn State already, both second and third in the conference. Big wins this past week for both of those teams for different reasons. Oregon for the massive win over Ohio State, and then Penn State for the ability to come back in that game. And they're ranked number 3 right now, which is, they don't feel like the third best team in the country, but there they are. So that's really all you can ask of them. Illinois at number 22. How do you give up 49 points to Purdue? I have no idea, but maybe Purdue's turned the corner. Maybe Oregon's in trouble this weekend. Who knows? But Illinois, I think they need to get the defense right. The offense is good. I like Luke Altmaier a lot. I like the receiving core. We'll see if they can bounce back. I know they won, but still, don't give up 49 to Purdue. Let's see if they can bounce back moving forward. Ohio State down to number 4 and down in the Big Ten Conference standings. Ryan Day might be fired at the end of the year if he loses a couple more games. I don't necessarily know that that's fair. I think he's all but guaranteed a Michigan win this year, though, because Michigan hasn't discovered the forward pass yet this season. So at least he might get to keep his job because of that. Then, speaking of teams that haven't discovered the forward pass, Iowa and Michigan both down there, although for different reasons. Iowa hasn't discovered the forward pass because they don't need to, because Caleb Johnson is incredible and would be in the conversation, if not the best running back in the country, if a guy named Ashton Jeanty didn't exist. For Michigan, it's because they don't know how to throw a football. It's that simple. The Michigan offense is not working. It's not doing anything right now. But above both of those teams are the Nebraska Cornhuskers. I think this team should be ranked right now. They're 5-1 with the only loss to a ranked Illinois team, and I like Nebraska. I don't think they get the win over Indiana this weekend. I think Indiana's a little bit too good, but this Nebraska team is definitely solid, definitely headed in the right direction under Matt Rule, and I really like what I've seen from Dylan Raiola as far as a young quarterback, and then Tommy Hill is a great player in the secondary as well. Then Wisconsin and Minnesota right next to each other in the standings. This Wisconsin team is so weird to me. They really struggled earlier in the season versus some lesser tier opponents, and then they obliterated what was a solid Rutgers team coming into that game. Kyle Mananga was really shut down, so very weird team for Wisconsin. And Minnesota has the win over USC, and also some really bad losses to start the year as well. So this kind of bottom half of the Big Ten, there's a lot of teams that are right around that mid to bad area, and Washington and Rutgers, I think, fit that category as well. Kelly McManus for Rutgers has been at least decent, nothing special, but Kyle Mananga is a very good running back for them. I think he is definitely an NFL quality running back once he goes pro. Then the bottom of the Big Ten, you have Michigan State, Northwestern, Maryland, Purdue, UCLA. They're all terrible. That's really all you need to know. The Aiden Childs, Jonathan Smith era is not off to a good start in Michigan State. Aiden Childs has really been struggling so far. Northwestern did get a big win over Maryland, so a battle of the Big Ten basement went the direction of the purple team that time, and the Wildcats and their beautiful stadium, although that game was played in Maryland. Purdue and UCLA are two of the worst Power 5 teams I have ever seen. Purdue is weird. We've seen number 2 teams get upset at night at Purdue before. Shout out Ohio State, so Oregon might need to be careful this weekend. Who knows? And then UCLA would probably lose to Kennesaw State right now. They're so bad. Maybe not Kennesaw State, but UCLA is a very bad football team. And then Southern Cal is also towards the bottom of the Big Ten based on their conference losses. And this is a weird team. There's not a lot. It's like both sides of the ball are good, but they're not winning games. They're at least solid on each side of the ball. Miller Moss has been playing fairly well. They just can't seem to pull a win out a lot of the times. Just mistakes on either side for Southern Cal a lot this year.